So there's a pro-Kamala pack called Won't Pack Down, and they released this ad the other day. And guys, it is brutal. Look, I have to say, the tone shift and the vibe shift since Biden has been gone has been astounding. Because with Biden, look, he's an old school politician. You know, he was there through the entire neoliberal era, and Bill Clinton, I mean, he was there before that, but under the neoliberal shift, he sort of went along with that philosophy. Namely, look, we're all about bipartisanship. We're all about reaching across the aisle. We're all about being civil and having decorum. And, you know, if he got a hint or a whiff of something he thought was disrespectful to Republicans, he would say, what are you doing? Don't do that. You know, his whole thing was, look, Trump's the problem, and when he's gone, the fever will break. Namely, all these other Republicans, they'll go back to being super reasonable because, you know, they were really reasonable before. No, they weren't. But this is the mindset, right? Well, now it looks like Kamala and the Democratic Party, led by not Joe Biden, they're willing to go to the mat a little more, right? They're willing to fight. Now, I'm not saying their political instincts are perfect. Lord knows they're going to fuck up 17 different ways, and this election is going to be a roller coaster. It's going to be up, down, up, down, up, down. But this sort of stuff that you're seeing here is devastating, and this stuff works, bro. So this pro-Kamala pack released this ad against Republicans, and again, I can't say enough positive stuff about this. This is probably the most brutal political ad I've ever seen.
Us MAGA Republicans banned abortion, but that's just the start.
That's just the start.
If Trump gets elected, we want the government involved in all aspects of your sex life.
Way more involved.
Way more involved.
When you have sexual intercourse, it should be illegal to use contraception. No pills, no condoms.
Your genitals are reserved for procreation.
If you freeze 12 eggs, you should be required to have 12 babies, or else you're a serial killer. And I'm definitely not a serial killer.
Are you?
My son monitors my porn usage to make sure I'm not self-pleasuring.
Just like Speaker of the House Mike Johnson. That's true, you can look it up.
Don't you think that's normal?
Yeah, I do.
It's normal for your son to do that.
You should have a family member monitor your porn use too.
Because pleasuring yourself is very, very naughty.
I'm voting in November.
I'm voting in November.
We're all voting in November. Are you?
Because what happens in your bedroom is up to me.
Is up to me and my son. Also, mouth stuff is a sin.
Oh, bro, this is brutal, bro. This is brutal. Oh, my God. Hey, by the way, you know how Trump keeps trying to distance himself from Project 2025, even though he can't, because all the people who wrote it were in his administration, and he praised the Heritage Foundation, and he said they're the roadmap for policy, etc. But the reason he's trying to distance himself from Project 2025 is because Project 2025 is an amalgamation of all the right-wing ideas. It's their biggest wish list. And all the economic stuff is the stuff you would expect: cut taxes for the rich, cut taxes for corporations, deregulate big business, etc. But they marry that together with Christian nationalism and ultra-conservative fundamentalism. So on social issues, they're as regressive as humanly possible, right? They're super socially conservative. And so as part of it, you know, they had the thing about banning IVF, banning abortion completely, outright banning porn. By the way, J.D. Vance in 2021 to a Catholic magazine said, I want to outright ban porn. So you have all those things, right? And the stuff Trump doesn't like about Project 2025, it's got nothing to do with the economic stuff. He agrees with all that shit. He doesn't like the stuff on gays. He doesn't like the stuff on abortion. He doesn't like this sort of shit. And so that's why he's trying to distance himself from it. But dude, you can't. J.D. Vance wrote the foreword to the book for the guy who was the leader of Project 2025. Like I said, your administration is packed full of Project 2025 people. You can't get that stench off of you. He's trying desperately. He can't get that stench off of him. Why? Because this is their world, bro. You know they're rolling back the clock on all this stuff. You saw the polls. There was a brief period where a majority of Republicans were in favor of gay marriage. Now a majority of Republicans are back to being against gay marriage. The trans stuff. They are insane on trans issues. Many of them don't even think being trans is a real thing. They think it's a social contagion and people are by peer pressure. So they want to control all these things about you. They don't want to allow anybody to get an abortion for any reason whatsoever. They want to allow anybody to access trans healthcare. They want to outright ban pornography. They want to ban IVF. You know, one of them brought up that mouth stuff is wrong or whatever. I remember there was Ted Cruz, remember this? Mother Jones reported on this years ago that Ted Cruz had supported an old law in Texas that banned like using dildos, right? Like, what are we talking about here, bro? So this is the exact reason why Tim Walz's attack, and he just said this at first, it was just like shooting from the hip, just a nothing comment. But he's like, look, man, these guys are just weird, bro. And the reason that stuck, the reason why that landed is because they're fucking weird. They're weird. They scream about small government when it comes to regulating big business. They want to let corporations do whatever they want, but they want to ban pornography. They want you to submit your fucking driver's license to jack off so the government can keep a list of everything that you're into. This shit works, bro. Their biggest weaknesses are abortion, now other social issues, and being extremist election deniers. And this shows, oh, we're going to put that front and center, bro. We're going to rub your fucking face in it. We're going to rub your face in it. You guys are not normal. You guys are deeply, deeply authoritarian. So I don't want to hear another fucking word about freedom from these people ever again. This is also the same group of people. Trump was just saying burning the flag should be punishable by a year in jail. Well, that's deeply unconstitutional. That's against the First Amendment. So he hates the Constitution even though he pretends like he loves it. He's the guy who said terminate the Constitution so that he could get back in office. Man. Brutal ad, man. Run that shit everywhere, bro. I don't know. I can't tell you the last time I've seen Democrats fight like this. I haven't seen Democrats fight like this maybe ever. Maybe ever. There was like a brief moment in Obama's 2012 campaign where he was fighting kind of aggressively, but he didn't do it in 2008 even though he won. Bill Clinton never did it. He was a triangulator. Biden definitely didn't do it. I mean, shit, LBJ, FDR, and I obviously wasn't alive for that, but that's probably the last time you saw Democrats fight like this. This is vicious. This is vicious, and I mean that in a good way. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.